Fluency English Podcast. You can speak fluency and confidently.
All right. Hello and welcome. Can I just ask you a question right at the start?
Go for it.
Is your brain online today? I mean, really, really online? Or does your brain ever just kind of go offline? Right when you need to speak English?
That really is the big question, isn't it? Welcome, everyone, to the Fluency English Podcast. I'm Anna.
And I'm Peter. We're so happy you're here with us. But I want to go back to that feeling. Be honest with me. Is your brain, fully charged today? Or are we running on fumes?
Oh, fast thinking. It is definitely not guaranteed. I mean, some days my brain feels like my phone on, 5% battery.
Yes.
It's technically working. The screen is on, but it is so dramatic. It's slow. And if someone asks me a hard question, it just overheats and shuts down.
That is the exact feeling. It's that specific moment where, everything's fine, you're understanding the conversation, you're feeling good, you feel confident, and then someone looks at you and they ask a simple question.
Oh,
so what do you do?
Stop? No. That question is a trap.
It feels like a trap because logically you know the answer. I mean, you know your job, you know your life, but all of a sudden your mouth just forgets English. You start making that face. Listeners, you know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, the loading face.
The loading face.
Oh, I know it well. Your eyes go a little bit wide, your mouth opens just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Then nothing.
Nothing comes out. Your brain is just error, page not found, please contact the administrator. And the other person is just standing there, waiting.
And they're usually asking, are you okay? Do you need a glass of water?
It's so painful. It feels like your thoughts are running, like a fast car, a Ferrari even, but your words are stuck in traffic.
On a bicycle.
On a bicycle, yes.
That is such a perfect image. The thoughts are moving, but the words are just jammed, stuck on the highway.
And then, of course, the worst part happens. The phenomenon that the source material calls staircase wit. I absolutely love this phrase. Do you know this one?
Oh, this is the classic. This is when you think of the perfect thing to say.
The perfect sentence.
2 hours later.
Yes. You're walking up the stairs to your apartment, the conversation is over, it's done, you're all alone, and suddenly, bam!
Yeah.
You know exactly what you should have said.
The perfect grammar, the perfect vocabulary, even a perfect little joke.
But it's way too late.
I think every single language learner knows that feeling. It's physically frustrating. You can feel it in your chest. It's a mix of regret and just annoyance.
So if you're listening to this and you're nodding your head, if you're thinking, yep, that is me, please don't worry. That is our mission today. We're going to help you relax. We're going to help you stop translating in your head and, just let the English come out more naturally.
Exactly. And just to be clear, this deep dive is designed for B1 level learners. So we're going to keep the English simple, slow, and natural.
Right. And you don't need to understand every single word we say today.
Yeah.
Just relax. Let the language kind of grow in the background. Think of this as a safe space.
No exams, no pressure.
Nope. Just two friends analyzing how the brain works. So let's unpack this. Why do we freeze? Why does the brain just decide to shut down like that?
Yeah, we need a diagnosis before we can find the cure. And looking at the research here, there's this one myth that seems to be the root of all evil. It's this whole idea of speed.
Oh, the speed trap. I know it well.
Yeah. I think a lot of learners, they look at native speakers, maybe in movies or on YouTube, and they think, wow, they talk so fast. If I want to be fluent, I have to talk fast too.
It's a logical assumption. I get it. But the source material argues that it's completely wrong.
So wrong.
Yeah.
Fast speech without clarity is just...
It's just noise.
It's noise. And think about it. If you're driving a car at 200 kilometers an hour...
Okay, you're moving very fast.
You're moving super fast, but if you have no map, no GPS, where are you actually going?
You're moving, but you are not arriving anywhere. You are just driving in circles very, very fast. And that is exactly what happens when you rush your words without thinking.
I love that distinction. The real goal isn't perfect English. It's not even fast English. It is understood English.
Exactly. Understood English. If you are clear, even if you're a bit slow, you win.
Okay, I want to believe that. I really do. But let's play devil's advocate for a second. In the real world, people are impatient. If I speak slowly, aren't they just going to walk away?
That's a valid fear. I understand that. But think about the alternative. If you rush and you make no sense, if you're just making noise, they will definitely walk away.
Okay, fair point.
But if you speak slowly and clearly and you make a solid point, people will wait. They value the idea more than they value the speed.
Quality over quantity.
Always.
But there's something else blocking us from that quality, and I think it is what we call the perfect sentence trap.
Oh, this is a big one. This is the problem of overthinking.
Yeah, and there's a specific concept in the notes here that really, really hit home for me. It's called the intelligence gap.
Oh, I highlighted that too. It describes the pain of being an adult learner so perfectly.
It's that feeling where, in your native language, you're an adult. You're funny. You're smart. You can discuss politics or emotions or complex business strategies. You're a whole, complete person.
But in English, you suddenly feel, well, you feel reduced.
You feel like a child. You have these complex adult thoughts, but you only have simple tools to build them with.
Right.
And that gap between your adult mind and your B1 vocabulary, that is where the anxiety lives.
That is such a crucial insight. We aren't frustrated because we don't know the words. We are frustrated because we know ourselves, and we can't show that person to the world in English.
So the brain tries to compensate for that. It tries to write a 5-star sentence to prove how smart we really are.
Yes, it's drafting and redrafting the sentence inside your head. It is exactly like when you're typing a text message to someone important.
Oh, yeah.
Like a boss, or maybe a crush. You type it out, and then you delete it. Then you rewrite it, and then you delete it again.
Yes. Hi, how are you? Delete. Hey, hope you're having a good day. Delete. But in a text message, you have time. The other person doesn't know you're deleting and rewriting.
But in a spoken conversation, there is no delete button.
There isn't. So while you're there, inside your head, fixing the grammar and checking the prepositions, the other person just sees silence. They just see you staring at them.
And that silence creates hesitation. And that hesitation leads us directly into challenge number 2. The fear of mistakes.
This is the emotional side of it, right? You hesitate, and then that little voice of fear creeps in. Oh, don't say the wrong thing. Still look stupid.
I remember when I was learning Spanish, this happened to me constantly. I would start a sentence, and then halfway through, I would just stop.
But why? Did you forget the words?
No, that's the crazy part. I knew the words, but I was suddenly terrified that I would sound silly. I was so scared I would use the wrong verb tense and look, uneducated.
So you just stopped.
I just stopped. I would play it safe. I would say so much less than I actually wanted to say.
Wow. So you make your whole world smaller just because you're afraid of making a tiny mistake.
Exactly. And that fear is what leads to the full brain freeze.
Which brings us right to challenge number 3, the spotlight effect.
The spotlight effect. This is when a simple question feels like an interrogation.
It's the classic, what's your favorite movie scenario.
Yes. Someone asks, so what's your favorite movie? I mean, it's a very simple question. You've seen hundreds of movies in your life.
And suddenly, I have never seen a movie in my life. I don't know what a movie is. Who am I? What am I doing here?
Your mind just wipes itself completely clean. It's like all your thoughts are hiding behind a curtain because suddenly the spotlight is on you.
It feels like everyone is looking at you, just waiting for a performance.
And sometimes it's not even about fear. Sometimes it's just. Challenge number 4, the word delay. This is a pure language barrier issue.
Oh, this is the most frustrating one for me. You know the idea. You can feel the emotion you want to express, but the English word is just. It's late.
It's late. It's stuck in that traffic we were talking about.
It's like my brain is a really messy drawer. You're looking for one specific spoon and you're digging around, throwing socks and keys out, but you just can't find it.
Or I like the analogy of the shy cat.
The shy cat.
The word you're looking for is like a shy cat hiding under the sofa. You know it's there. You can almost see its tail. You call it, here, wordy, wordy, but it just refuses to come out.
And you're just sitting there smiling awkwardly at the other person, waiting for this cat to come out from under the sofa.
And the harder you try to force the cat out,
Yeah.
Maybe by yelling or grabbing a broom, the deeper it hides.
That is so true. The more you panic, the harder it is to find the word. Talking about this panic, I actually have a personal story about this.
Oh, really? A big brain freeze moment.
A massive brain freeze moment. And it wasn't even a casual conversation. It was a presentation.
Oh, no. High stakes.
Very high stakes. I was presenting to a group of people. I had prepared everything. I had my notes. I knew my topic perfectly. But I was so worried about messing up. I was worried about looking unprofessional.
That perfect sentence trap again.
Exactly. And suddenly, just blank. My mind went completely, totally blank. I couldn't remember the next slide. I couldn't remember the topic. I barely remember my own name.
That is terrifying. What did it feel like, physically?
I could literally hear my own heartbeat in my ears. Just thump, 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 thump.
Oh.
It was so loud. My palms were sweating.
Yeah.
And my brain Honestly, my brain just looked at me and said, good luck, bestie.
Yeah.
And then it left the building.
It abandoned you.
It totally abandoned me. I was standing there all alone.
Wow. So what did you do? Did you just run away?
I wanted to. My legs really wanted to run. But I didn't. I did the only thing I could do in that moment. I stopped, I closed my mouth, and I took a huge, deep breath.
You reset.
I reset. That one breath was the turning point. It stopped the panic just enough for my brain to kind of come back into the room.
That is actually a perfect transition into our solutions, because what you did there instinctively is really strategy number 1.
Okay, let's get into the solutions. Because we don't just want to talk about the problem, we really want to fix it.
Right. So strategy number 1, stay calm, or as you called it, the reset.
Now, looking at the science here, why does this actually work? Is it just about relaxing, or is there something, deeper happening?
Oh, it's deep. It comes down to biology. The source material talks about the amygdala. That's the ancient primal part of the brain that detects danger.
Right, the lizard brain.
Exactly. And the problem is the amygdala isn't very smart. It can't tell the difference between a saber-toothed tiger is about to eat me and a native speaker just asked me a question.
So to the brain, the danger feels the same.
The chemical reaction is identical. Your heart starts beating faster, your cortisol spikes, and your brain shuts down all non-essential functions to survive.
And unfortunately, speaking nice English grammar is considered a non-essential function by the lizard brain.
Precisely. It prioritizes running away over conjugating verbs every time. So when we say don't panic, we're actually asking you to fight your own biology.
That totally explains the quiz show effect. When you see people on TV quiz shows and they give these crazy answers.
Yes. The host asks, "What is your name?" And the person just yells, "Coffee."
Yeah. Pressure just makes us say random things. So the fix is the breath.
Taking a slow, deep breath breaks that panic cycle. It's like you're sending a little message to your amygdala that says, hey, look around. There is no tiger. We are safe. Calm first, then English.
I love that mantra. Calm first, then English. Okay, so we've calmed the lizard brain. What's next?
Strategy number 2 is anticipate responses.
Anticipate. So predict what's going to happen.
Exactly. Think of it as preparing a path for your brain to walk on.
I like analogies. Give me an analogy for this one.
Okay. Imagine you have to leave for work really early in the morning. If you put your shoes by the door the night before, leaving is easy.
Right. You don't have to search for them in the dark. You just step in and go.
Or checking the weather app. If you know it's going to rain, you grab an umbrella. You aren't surprised when water starts falling from the sky.
So how do we do this in a conversation? I mean, we can't predict everything people will say. Humans are unpredictable.
No, but you can usually predict the big 2.
The big 2.
Question 1, where are you from? And question 2, what do you do?
The classics.
If you are an English learner, you are going to hear these 2 questions 1,000 times. So prepare the answers, have them ready to go in your pocket.
Okay, but why does this help with other topics? I mean, if I prepare my job description, how does that help me talk about the weather?
It's all about psychological safety. If you start the conversation smoothly and confidently, your brain relaxes. It says, oh, okay, we're doing this. I can do this. It just gives you a confident starting point, a safe harbor to sail from.
That makes sense. It builds momentum.
Yeah.
But what if they ask something totally unexpected? What if they ask, what is your opinion on the economic situation in 17th century France?
Well, unless you're a historian, that is a tough one. But that is exactly why we need strategy number 3, time fillers.
Ah, the pause pillow.
I love that name, the pause pillow. These are just simple phrases that you can use to buy time without silence.
Because silence feels heavy. Silence feels like failure.
Exactly. But you have to remember, your brain isn't empty. It's just opening the drawer to look for the words. You just need to tell the other person, hang on, I'm looking.
So instead of saying, which just sounds panicked and unsure, we use specific phrases. Can you give us some examples of these power phrases?
Of course. You can say something like, that's a great question.
That's a great question. I use that one all the time. Honestly, it makes me sound smart, even if I have absolutely no idea what to say yet.
It buys you 2 or 3 seconds. Or you could say, let me think for a second.
Simple. Honest. I like it.
And it's very natural. I mean, native speakers use these all the time.
That is such a key point we should emphasize. This is not cheating. Native speakers do this constantly.
Constantly. The most important thing here is to be kind to yourself. You have to tell that inner voice to be quiet. You know, the one that shouts, spit it out, hurry up, you're taking too long.
I hate that voice.
Yeah.
It's the worst manager in the world.
So tell that voice to take a break. Use a filler. Buy yourself some time.
Okay, so we have bought some time. Now, strategy number 4. This one is my favorite because it makes you sound like a master conversationalist, even if you were just stalling for time.
Are you talking about paraphrasing?
I am talking about paraphrasing. The echo.
This is a great technique where you just gently catch the question and hand it back to the person.
Let's role play this so the listeners can hear how it sounds. Ask me a difficult question.
Okay. Peter, what do you think about the new marketing project?
The new marketing project. That's an interesting one.
See what he did there?
I just repeated your words back to you. The new marketing project. That's all I said.
But it didn't sound like you were just copying me. It sounded thoughtful. It sounded like you were really considering the weight of the topic.
And while I was saying those words, my brain was waking up. It gave me a solid 4 seconds to figure out what I actually think about it.
And it has a bonus benefit, too. It makes the other person feel heard. You know, it validates their question.
It's a win-win. You get time to think, and they feel respected. Okay, now, once we start answering, we often fall back into that trap of trying to be too clever. Which leads us to strategy number 5.
Simple structures.
This goes right back to the perfect sentence trap.
It really does. Think about grocery shopping. If you try to carry 10 heavy shopping bags all at once.
I always try to do this. I shout one trip,
Yeah,
and then I drop the eggs and crush the loaf of bread.
exactly. Something will fall. Complex grammar, long conditional sentences, perfect vocabulary. These are all heavy bags. If you try to carry them all at once while you're nervous, you're going to drop the eggs.
So the fix is carry one bag.
Just carry one bag. Use short, clear structures. I think this because, or my opinion is,
But won't I sound like a child? You know, I like the cat. The cat is nice.
no, that is the misconception. Simple does not mean childish. In this context, simple sounds confident. Simple sounds clear.
So if I say, I think this plan is good because it saves money.
That's perfect. It's powerful. It's direct. Nobody's going to think that sounds childish. They're going to think, wow, this person is very clear about the budget.
I like that. Confidence comes from clarity, not from complexity.
Precisely. Now, strategy number 6 is a bit different. It isn't about speaking at all, actually. It is about active listening.
Better ingredients.
Yeah.
I'm getting hungry now. You keep using food analogies.
I do. Okay, but stick with the cooking analogy. If you want to cook a nice meal, you need ingredients, right?
Right.
In a conversation, the other person's words are your ingredients.
Okay, I see where you're going.
If you're not listening because you're too busy in your own head rehearsing your own perfect answer, then you have no ingredients.
You're just staring at an empty pan.
And trying to cook from an empty pan is super stressful. That is why you freeze. You're trying to invent a whole new topic from zero.
So if I listen, if I really, really listen.
You can just respond to what's already there. You can respond to the feeling or the keywords.
Give me an example of that.
Okay, so if someone is talking and they sound tired, you don't need to understand every single word about why they're tired. You just hear the tone in their voice. So you can say, oh no, long day.
Oh no, long day. That's so easy.
Yeah.
And it connects instantly.
Exactly. You're responding to the tiredness. You don't need fancy C2 vocabulary to connect with the basic human emotion.
So stop rehearsing, start listening. That really takes the pressure off you.
It really does. Now, the final strategy, strategy number 7. This one is for training. This is for when you're alone or maybe practicing with a friend.
Improvisation games.
Yes, this is all about training spontaneity. We want to remove that delete button that we talked about earlier.
We want to train the brain to trust the first thing that comes out of your mouth.
That's it. So game number 1, word association, ping pong style.
Okay, let's actually try this. I'm putting you on the spot right now. We're doing the word association game. Don't think, just speak.
Ah.
You ready?
Okay, I'm a little nervous, but I'm ready. Go.
Apple,
Breakfast,
eggs.
chicken. Dinner? See? You hesitated.
I did. My brain wanted to say feathers, but then dinner came out first.
But that's the whole point, right? You didn't just stop. You kept the ball moving.
It forces your brain to bypass that internal security guard. It just gets you used to the feeling of words. Well, leaving your mouth without a full inspection.
And there's a harder version too, right? The 30-second storytelling?
Yes. For this, you pick a random word, any word, and you just have to tell a story or talk about that word for 30 seconds without stopping.
Even if what you say is complete nonsense.
Especially if it's nonsense. The goal isn't logic. The goal is flow. You are training the muscle of keep going.
I love that. It turns the panic into a game.
And that is the key to everything we've talked about today, really, moving from panic to play. We have covered so much ground today. I mean, from the lizard brain to the pause pillow. But before we wrap up, I want to take a moment to look at some of the language we used.
Yes, let's do a word tour. But instead of just reading a list of words, let's look at the power words from the source material. These are words that our listeners can actually use to talk about this exact topic.
Definitely. I was looking through the transcript, and the first word that really stood out to me was perceive.
Oh, that is a good one. To perceive means to notice or to understand how something is seen by others.
Right. It's about the impression you give. The text said,
Mhm.
people perceive quick answers as confidence.
Which is so interesting, right? If you answer fast, people see you as confident. They perceive you that way. But as we've learned, that perception might be totally wrong.
Exactly. Which brings us to our second word, misconception.
A misconception is a wrong idea or a wrong belief. Usually it's something that a lot of people believe, but it just isn't true.
Like the misconception that you have to speak fast to sound fluent.
Precisely. I feel like this whole deep dive has been about breaking down misconceptions.
For sure. And another phrase I circled is, get your point across.
Ah, this is a great phrasal verb. It just means making sure your message lands. It means being understood.
Simple words can get your point across better than complex ones.
That is the golden rule right there. If you get your point across, you have succeeded. It doesn't matter if you used B1 words or C2 words to do it.
Here is one I use at work all the time.
Mhm.
On the same page. Are we on the same page about this?
It means agreeing or understanding a situation in the same way. If you and I are both looking at page 5 of a book, we're literally on the same page. We're seeing the same thing.
So if I say, I think we are on the same page about this strategy, it just means we agree.
Right. Now, what about the feeling of stopping? The word for that is hesitation.
The noun form of hesitate is that little pause before you speak because you're uncertain. And usually that hesitation happens because you have been put on the spot. That goes right back to the spotlight effect. Being put on the spot means someone asks you a question suddenly with a lot of pressure.
I really hate being put on the spot in meetings. It's a very common feeling.
And when you are put on the spot, sometimes you just can't come up with the answer.
Another great phrasal verb. To come up with something just means to find or produce an idea or a word.
My brain just couldn't come up with the word. It's like the word wasn't in the inventory at that moment.
But if you use our strategies, you can take a moment to gather your thoughts.
This sounds so sophisticated. Just give me a moment to gather my thoughts.
It means taking a moment to organize your ideas. It's a polite pause, not a panic pause. It's the mental act of picking up all your scattered papers and putting them in a neat stack.
And that helps you anticipate.
To expect or predict something. Anticipating common questions can really help reduce anxiety. You're just guessing what's coming next.
And while you're doing that, you can buy time.
Creating a buffer so you can think. Using fillers like, that's a good question, helps you buy time. You are literally purchasing seconds with words.
Just don't let your brain tell you to spit it out.
Ooh, be careful with that one. It's very casual and it can sometimes be a bit rude.
It just means say it quickly.
You could say, my inner voice was just shouting at me to spit it out.
But definitely don't say this to your boss. Hey, boss, spit it out.
Definitely not. That would be a career-ending move.
And finally, the goal of all of this. Improvisation and learning to think on your feet.
Improvisation is just speaking without planning. And thinking on your feet means responding quickly, in the moment. You're not sitting down and writing a draft. You're standing up, moving, and thinking all at the same time.
This podcast helps you learn how to think on your feet.
Exactly. That is the ultimate goal.
Wow. That is a really solid list of vocabulary. These aren't just random words. They're tools to describe the learning process itself.
They really are. But please remember, you do not need to memorize all of them today.
So let's just quickly summarize what we learned today. Thinking fast isn't some magical talent you're born with.
No, it's a skill. It's about training. It's about biology and psychology.
Step 1, calm down. Take that one deep breath. Quiet the lizard brain.
Step 2, use fillers and paraphrasing to buy yourself some time. Be kind to yourself.
Step 3, keep your sentence structure simple. One shopping bag, not 10.
And step 4, practice improvisation. Play games with your English. Make it fun.
It's all about training the brain to trust itself.
Exactly.
So we have a little bit of homework for you. tiny homework.
Very tiny. We want you to pick one moment this week where you usually freeze. Maybe it's ordering a coffee. Maybe it's just saying hello to a colleague.
And then use one strategy. Just one. Take one slow breath. Or use one filler phrase like, let me think about that. Or just make one very simple sentence.
And just see how it feels. See if the panic goes down just a little bit.
And we really want to hear from you. We want you to engage with us.
Yes, please. In the comments or even just in your own notes, answer this question. One moment when my brain freezes in English is...
Or you can tell us which word from our word tour you're going to use first.
I hope it's gather my thoughts. That's a good one.
That is a great one.
Remember, your progress doesn't end when this deep dive ends. It happens every single time you open your mouth and try, even if it doesn't come out perfectly.
Because perfection is not the goal. Connection is the goal.
Well said.
Thank you. And thank you so much to everyone listening. You've been listening to the Fluency English Podcast.
Keep practicing, stay calm, and we will see you in the next deep dive.
Bye, everyone.